Hello friends and welcome to another video. Today I am going to teach you how to calculate angles in parallel lines and transversals. Before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and watch the video till the end. Now let's get into the video. So, the first thing that gets in our mind when we read the word parallel line is that what are parallel lines? So, parallel lines are a pair of two lines or a pair of lines which are on the same plane and are the same distance from each other. That is, the distance between this line and this line is equal. And these lines never intersect. That is, that they will keep on going and going and going but will never meet at a single point. Now, what are transversals? The transversal, it's a slant line which cuts a parallel line, is called a transversal. Now, let's move on and see what angles are present between these parallel lines and the transversal. So, the first type of angle that we are going to learn is an alternate angle. So, then alternate angle is an angle that is on the opposite side of a transversal. There are two types of alternate angles. One is the interior alternate angle. The interior alternate angle is present between the two parallel lines and is on the opposite sides of the transversal. So this angle and this angle will be equal to each other, while this angle on the inner side and this angle on the inner side will be equal to each other because they are on the opposite side of the transversal. The interior alternate angles can also be recognized by the Z being formed, like this, a Z being formed, and this angle will be equal, while in opposite Z is being formed and this angle are equal. Now comes the question, what are exterior alternate angles? Well, exterior alternate angles are present on the exterior sides of the transversal and are opposite to each other. That is, that this angle and this angle will be equal to each other, while this angle and this angle will be equal to each other because they are opposite and they are also exterior alternate angles. Now let's move on and learn other types of angles that are present in parallel lines. Now, the second type of angles that we are going to learn is called corresponding angles. Now, corresponding angles are those angles which lie on the same plane of a parallel line. Like this angle will be equal to this angle, because if we pick up this whole x and we put it over here, then this angle will be equal to this angle. Another way to recognize the corresponding angles are that an F is being formed. In this case, an inverted X is being formed, like an upside down X is being formed, while this angle, in this case, like if we consider this place, this angle will be equal to this angle because F is being formed over here also. Now, let's move on and see the other type of angles. Now, another type of angle that we have to discuss are the interior angles. The interior angles are angles which are present between two parallel lines, like this angle. They are present between two parallel lines, and the surprising part is that they add up to 180. So this angle and this angle, they are not equal, but they add up to 180. Similarly, this angle and this angle, they are not equal, but they add up to 180 degrees. A way to recognize them is that they are forming a C. And inside that C are the interior angles. These interior angles will add up to 180 degrees. Now, let's move on and practice these learnings in some questions. Now, as you can see the question over here, find the unknown values. So we are given this angle only and we have to find this unknown value and this unknown value. So according to our previous learning, the first thing that we are going to see is that this angle is on a straight line. This parallel line is a straight line, and this 58 is also on a parallel line, but it's like cutting from the other parallel line. So if we minus 180 from 58, like that is the rule of the straight line, that the angles on a straight line, the sum of angles on a straight line will be equal to 180 degrees. So if we subtract 180 from 58, the answer which we will get will be this angle. So the first step is that we find this angle, because this angle and this angle are forming a Z and there are an alternate angle. So the first step is that we subtract 180 that we subtract 58 from 180. Now we have taken the first step, which is subtracting 180 from, which is subtracting 58 from 180. Now we got this angle, which is 122. Now we can see that a Z is being formed and this transversal is cutting these two parallel lines. The opposite angles are alternate angles, as we learned before. So this angle C will be equal to this angle, which is the other angle D that we took out right now, and it will be 122. Now y plus 15 is the unknown angle that we have to find, and it is an reflex angle. It is a reflex angle, that is, it is more than 180 degrees. So we got one angle which is 122, and we know that this whole angle around this single point will be equal to 360 degrees. So we will subtract 122 from 360, and then we will get y plus 15, which is this unknown angle. So as you can see over here, I have taken the first step, which is subtracting 122 from 360, which is equal to y plus 15, which is the unknown angle. Now the second step is that we subtract 360 minus from, we subtract 122 from 360, and then we take this 15 on the other hand side, and then we get the value of the unknown, which is the y. So we did these steps. The first step that we took was that we subtracted 122 from 360 and we got the value 238, and then we took this 15, which is positive 15, on the other side, and we got a negative 15. We subtracted 15 from 238 and we got the answer 223, which is the value of y. Now the next angle that we are going to find is this angle, which is 2x plus 12. We found that this angle C was 122 because it was an alternate angle. Now the learning of interior angle comes in application. This angle is unknown and this angle is 122, and these two angles lie between a pair of parallel lines. So these two angles will add up to 180 degrees. That is, 122 plus angle A will be equals to 180 degrees. So we can subtract it from 180 to get the value of A, and then that 360 rule, that all the angles around the point are 360. So now let's write down that step. So the second angle that is unknown is 2x plus 12. Now we know that angle C is 122 because it was an alternate angle, and we calculated the value of y. But we have to calculate the value of x also because it is also an unknown. So these two angles A and C are lying between two parallel lines, and a C is being formed. That is, these two are interior angles. This means that 122, that is angle C, plus A will be equal to 180. So if we think it that way, we can subtract 122 from 180, that is 58 that we did before, to get the value of A. So the value of A will be 58. Now the second step that we have to do is that the angles which is unknown is this angle 2x plus 12, which is also a reflex angle, and the sum of all the angles on a single point is 360. So 360 subtracting 58 from it, and then the answer will be 2x plus 12. So the step that we took was that we subtracted 360, we subtracted 58 from 360, which was angle A, and we got 2x plus 12, which was 302. Now we wanted to find the value of x. So we took this 12 on the other side and subtracted it from 302 and got the answer 290. Now 290 is equals to 2x. But this was not what we wanted. We wanted the value of x. So we divided this 290 by 2 and got the value 145, which is the answer. So the value of x is 145 and the value of y is 223. Hence, we solved this question. If you like my video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Bye. See you in another video.